exposure from north of the border, and Mark Anderson, who will be joining us from the USA.
David, let's get straight on with the political pantomime in Westminster.
Yes, Mike, it's Groundhog Day again. And here we are, we're now down to 2 again. And it's Brian's favourite for the post, Rishi Sunak, and mine, Penny Mordaunt. Mike's favourite, having won the last time round. So at least we're managing to pick the top 3. So this says something about us. And half of all the MPs are supporting Rishi. They're ready for Rishi. But Penny Mordaunt, knowing the level of support Rishi has in the Conservative Party, is determined to take it to a vote. So we will see.
Yes, we use the term favourite very carefully because none of them are our favourites, David.
Well,
Yes.
when I say favourite, I mean the one we expected to win as opposed to the one we wanted to win.
Yeah, favourites in the betting sense, Brian.
Well, okay,
Yes,
I'm very happy
favourite.
with that because I did pick Mr. Rishi Sunak, so we will see.
We will see.
Anyway, David, we have the BBC here. Half of all Tories supporting Sunak. What's the Telegraph got to say?
Well, Telegraph has got actually a much more interesting piece than the actual news. They're reflecting on what Liz Truss did to the free market cause. So this is Janet Daly in a opinion piece. She says Truss has proved to be all too willing to abandon the free market cause, and that was certainly the case. None of this is edifying and honest. Nobody is being truthful about the economic lie we have been perpetrating since 2008. And this is the elephant in the room. She's absolutely right in this. No one in mainstream politics is mentioning the reality of the situation at all. And she goes on to critique Truss's performance. She needed to say something different. She needed to say it differently. She didn't. Why on earth can't she get past "I'm sorry" and make it clear that her original proposals in the mini-budget were a sincere attempt at a solution to the problem that threatens to undermine almost all of the G7 economies? And this was one of the strangest things, because having come up with half of a free market policy, the other half was obviously cutting the state, and she wouldn't go there because politics. But having come up with half of a free market policy, she never tried to explain it, defend it, justify it, anything. There was no substance to her at all. Janet Daly continues in the Telegraph, but it's too late for that now. She's effectively disowned her own position and thus her own motives, and reversed even the moves like the abandonment of the rise in corporation tax, which were not only sensible but critical to economic recovery. None of this is edifying and honest. She certainly still understands that higher interest rates are not only inevitable but even desirable. And so does the leader of the opposition. Nobody is being truthful about the depth and the breadth of this crisis, which is common to all the Western nations who have been perpetrating an economic lie since 2008. This is a critical thing. This is what's not been discussed in any branch of British politics, or indeed Western politics. No one's speaking the truth about the real nature of the economic crisis we're facing. Not in the mainstream. You have to look for this to people outside the mainstream. And we have an example here from